put all this Vaseline on my skin at night when you go to bed. You have to put Vaseline on. I guess I put too much. But at nighttime, what time is it? It is 1:06, so obviously I'm not going to be here that long. I bought some medicine for this keloid that's in. I can't wait till it finally leave. Usually they go down. This keloid is trying to get big. I may have to get it operated on after a while. It's so funny. It's like it grows and then it shrinks and then it grows and it shrinks. They had this thing where it's doing a test on get rid of these things, but they haven't contacted me. Hey, Chia, what's up, Mama? How are you? I got up. I just woke up. I was supposed to get up here a little earlier, but I didn't. And how's your day going? Hopefully everything is fine. I got my heater on. The weather keeps changing. It's cold. It's hot. It's hot. It's cold. You just never really know. You just never really know. It's been a very interesting day. Very interesting. I'm definitely not going to be in here that long. A few minutes and then I'm gone. I remember when this used to be finito. Now it's period. The world is always changing. I went on Bingo Live and this guy asked me, I'm okay. I went on Bingo. So this guy asked me, he was like, I said, I don't understand it. So he was like, well, he was trying to get me to buy diamonds. I'm like, diamonds? Like, what is diamonds? He said, well, diamonds is something that you buy and you help, the guy that's the host. I was like, it was diamonds. He said, well, they turn diamonds into money. I said, oh, like when a girl's prostitute, they call it roses, but it's really for money. He's like, no, it's not the same. It is the same, you just change the name, but it's the same. But, but as far as sex, it's totally different. But you change the name of money. Instead of you just saying, I want some money, you change the name. You got to be more specific. Like, listen, I'm broke, give me some money. That's how you do it. For me. But the world has changed, so no one's going to listen to me, and that's fine. But it was on Bingo, and it was like, well, when you pay for diamonds. I'm like, diamonds? Okay. I had to take a mental break, so I kind of been laying low. I so needed a mental break. I so needed a mental break. When you feel like you're about to pass out, you got to take a mental break. I think we consume so much and don't realize that we're taking so much with us. Thoughts, negativity, bills, problems, life, news, negative stuff. And sometimes it becomes so overwhelming, we're not realizing we're not deleting it. Hi, Kitty. We're not deleting negative things. We're actually taking it with us. And we need to monitor that. Like sometimes we're human, so we're like sponges. And we have to learn how to cancel a lot of negative things we see, deal with, watch, because after a while, I found myself going to people's, on YouTube, I was going to people's funeral, I'm going to news, I'm like, okay, this stuff is depressing me. I have to monitor my behavior and wonder why, or you keep linking to these things. So I was watching that, but I'm proud of myself. I'm trying to start my beauty regimen back to Raven, the old Raven. before I allowed fake love in. Let's fuck with. Exactly. And so I actually started wearing makeup and stuff. Obviously, I don't got it on now. It's a process. Look, work with me here. So I put some makeup. I was trying to do the eyelashes stuff, but when I'm getting up in the morning, I'm sorry, it takes too long. So I went and bought the, what's that stuff called? The eyelash, or you could do your own eyelashes, mascara. So I'm putting mascara on, the kind that's waterproof, and put it on and stick on my eyes, looking like Tammy Faye Baker. Put a little liner on to make it look like lashes, and it does. Surprisingly, I was like, well, okay. It's funny, you take that little line and go across the top of your eye, and it's like you got lashes on. It gives you that illusion. I was like, okay. So the reality is, it's that line on the lashes that make it look like, like you got lashes on. To use the mascara. And I was like, okay. Um, for me, it's difficult because I don't wear makeup, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of keep it on. Because for me, I see dirt in my face, but I'm proud of myself. I last 3 days, 2 days or three. I think it was 2 days. When I did the lashes, I last 3 days. It means I was in the bathroom putting lashes on. I was not successful only because the glue is leaking in my eyeballs. And when I'm leaving out the house, it looked like I've just been crying. The bottom of my eyes is swelled up from the glue. Mm-mm. I like it though. I mean, I like lashes. I love them. But when you got to get up and put them lashes on and all that glue, I was like, you know what? I can't be doing this. It takes a long time for me to put the lashes on. I tried to do the magnetic lashes. I got a box of it. It don't work for me. It didn't work. So I was like, you know what? The magnetic lashes, or maybe it's some other type of brand that somebody could tell me about that I could look for that's just gonna work. But I put the black line and then I put the lashes on. Child, the lashes ain't stick to nothing. They fell right on the floor. I was like, okay. But a lot of girls told me they said that you have to get a certain glue. Some people say you don't need a glue. Some people use hair glue. I just said forget it. It's difficult. So I went and bought me some makeup. What is it called? When you put it underneath your eyes. So I put that on. Looked really pretty. I was like, oh, okay, look at you, Raven. You starting to be coming back to the old person you used to be. Listen, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm sharing it because you know me. I cannot be committed when I have things in my mind and I know something about to take a long time and I got somewhere to go. Mm-mm. But I like the mascara. Now I just need the waterproof. I actually went to the dollar store. Me, you know me, I'm cheap. So I went to the dollar store and I bought some mascara. Oh, it's called Kiss Eyelash Glue. I've tried it. Hi, public. Yeah, Casilla. I tried it, but the I'm gonna try what you say, Kitty. You know, but I've tried the you talking about the magnetic one, right? The one just going. I'm gonna look for it. I want to see if it works for me. The concealer, right? Gia, Gia. I put some concealer underneath my eyes, and it made me look really pretty. I was like, oh, okay. I see you, Raven. I remember you once upon a time, and I put it on. It felt, I think the reason why when you decide to stand in your truth and you start putting makeup on, y'all know I used to host shows and stuff like that. So for me, it gives me that drag queen vibe. When you start contouring your face and concealing foundation, it feels very drag queenish. Not saying that that's what it gives for others, but for me, when you're not used to wearing makeup, it kind of gives me that. But I think that's only because of the stress and being hurt so many times, we kind of start doing things to hurt ourselves, but not knowing we're doing it, but we're doing it. We kind of let other people's vision live in our head. Yeah, concealer is a great. Oh yeah. So I like the concealer stuff, but I have it already and stuff. I love it. I like it wiping it because before, I remember I told you before, I put Noxzema on and that was it. Now at night when I go to bed, I put my face, I put Vaseline all over my faces. Vaseline, this Vaseline got cocoa butter in it. Of course, it's cheap, but it smells good. It's got cocoa butter and this Vaseline and stuff. I sleep in it at night because you know how when you catch a cold and stuff like that, I'm an allergy sufferer. So our skin get really dry. And my skin lately, excuse me, be really dry. I mean, it be dry. So I put Vaseline, of course I do it. Yeah, I have some Vicks, but I I have some Vicks, but I take a Benadryl, and it also has what's some things called? What's the allergy medicine called? That people be taking. What is it called? Um, Claritin. I have to take Claritin sometimes and Benadryl, and because my nose shut down, I can't breathe. Once I take that, it's normal, but it's gonna knock me out. Exactly. So I take that sometime, but I like Benadryl, but Benadryl cleans it cleans your everything, but also a lot of cold medicine can make your hair grow because a lot of times I found out that the cloud, see, cold can get all over your body and a head cold and everything. It can stop pores and it stops more than what we think it stops. But it's just definitely something to think about. If you take Claritin D with Tylenol, it feels like a Percocet. Okay. Well, I never had a Percocet, so I really don't know what that feels like. But I went to the dollar store and found out that they sell vitamin E. I was like, oh, okay, dollar store. Because I went to buy some vitamin E and it was like $14, $15. I went to the dollar store, they had a vitamin E for 100 pills. Um, Saying it comes from, what's this, CVS? Probably knockoff or day or whatever. $1.25. So you know me, I bought 200. For that, I also bought hair and nails. I bought hair and nail vitamins. Now, I ain't trying to get on here in my face, but I don't know if that's gonna work or not. But I'm gonna let y'all know. It's hair and nail vitamins and stuff like that. So I got that, and it's different. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. To be continued, but they don't give you that many of those pills. And and the reason why I'm sharing this with you because a lot of stuff we've been through that we start forgetting who we once was, and sometimes we have to revisit the person we was before we allow people in our life to hurt us, and we start looking at ourselves through people's vision, and we start becoming very negative of ourselves and not recognizing it. And a lot of times, I think when we look in the mirror, if you've been misgendered, you start looking for what they said. You start, in some cases, you can see what they said. It could not be true, but you start taking negative advice from people who wasn't true for what they said. They just said it to see if they could mess with you or try to stop that light that's shining you, which is sad, but it's real. And we have to monitor what we take in. And sometimes we may have to leave people we really love. And I said this over and over because it's true. It helps you sleep. All the is potential vitamins, anti-theft for. Wait, let me put my glasses on because I'm trying to read it and I'm blind. It's three blind mice. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. My cell phone. Oh, I was trying to make up my bed, y'all. Raven be doing things. I'm legendary for breaking phones. So I also going to take down a certain person's screensaver because now that I've learned another bad thing about me, I got billions that I have to fix, and I'm going to take his picture down. I never met the person, but anybody know? I don't even want to say his name, but it was somebody I really liked and stuff, and I watched videos and stuff that they did a lot of negative things and dark things, and I realized that I cater to people who do bad things, so I have to change that as well. Okay. Concealer, if you take Claritin D with toner, oh, you're distracted. Prenatal vitamins grow your hair and nail. Actually, it's really can buy over the counter. Really? Prenatal vitamins? Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. I didn't. Can I get prenatal vitamin? But see, I don't want to put too many things in my stomach because I have one of those type of stomachs. If y'all know what I mean, that my stomach be like, "Oh, girl, you doing too much," and I'll be in the bathroom, honey. And when you got things to do, honey, you can't be sitting on the toilet. Going to the bathroom is one thing, but when you still there, you can't leave. That's another thing. Cause my stomach. So also got from the dollar store this anti-itch ointment. It's called hydrocortisone. I got that for the itching with the boat. The keloid. Of course, I did that. We know that. I talked about that before. I created this keloid right here. It was small like this. It grew like this. I also applied for what's that? A keloid thing where they're gonna try to help people that has keloids, like get rid of them. But they ain't contact me back yet, so we'll see if that happens or not. Prenatals are the healthiest vitamins you can get. Okay, it's something to think about. I'll look into that as well. You know, don't take them every day. Take them twice a week. Okay. Well, I take hormones. Like I actually took so far this year. I've taken 5 hormone pills this year. It's now June. I took 5 hormone pills. I was supposed to take them once a day, one in the morning, one at night. I took 5 this year, 5 pills. I stopped really taking them only because emotional and I was like, why bother? You be going through so much and I don't know, I just stopped bothering taking them. It's the same thing as far as surgeries and stuff like that, girls. And I'm not trying to stop anybody who wants surgeries or whatever you want to do to get your life together. That is your business. That's between you and yourself and your decision. Nothing to do with me. With me, myself, I feel like this. If I'm the kind of person who gets spooked, which I really kind of don't, but I feel like this, that even if I'm getting spooked or I see things on me, looking through lenses of someone else, which is very detrimental to my soul, I'm not going to do it. I watched so many girls that were very beautiful, got work done in their body, work done in their, the torso shade, the face feminization surgery. They did all this stuff and not be accepted. And some people are like, well, you know what, I do what I do. I'm not looking for acceptance. But some people really do want to be accepted. And some people can't deal with rejection. Sometimes it really hurts, especially if you spend so much money on trying to get from point A to point B and it's not being successful for you. Because unfortunately, being in the LGBTQ, we are so hard on ourselves because we have gay men dictating things about us and make it be in Bible. And then we have a girl like us that stand with a gay man and now they sit up there, hey, Clever, how are you, love? And they sit up there and they are taking sides with them putting down another two-spirit woman. And if y'all ever sit down and realize, well, not sit down, but if you ever look at something that was sitting in your face all the time, every biological woman does not look like a woman. Even though, and the thing about it, it's not a diss to women and stuff like that, but it's the truth. I do sometimes. Some people just know. Right. And a lot of times they know, Gia, because they're in the LGBTQ. A lot of gay people, we don't know they're gay. They're gay women, they're gay men, but it's undetectable. That's why a lot of times you're like, yo. But anyway, so we go to these balls, we do all this stuff, try to be passable, we get all this work done in our body, we're the feature, and then you get all this work done just to be called the man. Then you have a gay man who's with another gay man, but they call each other girls. Hey, hey, pretty Crystal, clear. So another gay man will call another gay man a girl, but he'll call a girl like us a man. But we talk about discrimination, LGBTQ, and we already know that LGBTQ is not an organization that really help everybody. They have selective few. You know, they'll say they do. It sounds good on paper. It's found good as far as what's that donations. But when it really comes down to it, a lot of them really don't help us because if they did, then so many girls wouldn't be out there prostituting. Send me love. I'll mail you back a heart, then you will understand. It's real, but a fake love never even reaches the mail box. It's not real. Get out. Exactly, Glover. That's true as well. The relationship. I can speak sometimes, but they say I'm real as rain, but I do get spooked. I think, but see, this is the thing, Gia. What I found out, there are a lot of women being called men. A lot of women, I think, in my opinion, I think the only reason it bothers the girls like us because we feel like there is some truth in it. You know what I mean? If it didn't have no truth in it, it wouldn't bother you. You know, it's just like being called another race. If it has no truth in it, it won't bother you. But if you feel like it's kind of true, or it is true, or you're still struggling, you're gonna get offended by it. But if you don't, you can laugh at it. Whatever. It's how you react to it, or just don't react to it at all. Just keep it moving, because you know demons gonna pop up everywhere, and it don't just because a demon pop up don't mean you have to answer to it. You can just laugh it off or don't pay it no mind, because stupidity does not need an answer. You know, but it is what it is. But I know a lot of girls that were really passable, really beautiful, had the whole sex change, and they did not get to receive what they were shooting for. Because a lot of times people transition still have voices of other people's in their head. But and it's the same thing I tell people, you know, I'm not trying to police anybody on their transition or their growth or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, y'all could chime in and say, Raven, you're wrong, and that's fine. But my thing is this: if you were born a certain way and you are seriously transitioning, you know, in my opinion, you have to try to find things to get to her. Now, if you say I'm a transition, I'm gonna put a wig on, I'm gonna stay the way I am, I'm gonna still do masculine things, I'm gonna build my testosterone up, I'm gonna make myself look more harder, I'm still a woman. For me, that's debatable. But that's just my opinion. Because you know you're building up testosterone. And testosterone for a woman, because you could build yourself up. Hey Nova Mama. You could build yourself up so much and you're building up testosterone, you're gonna start looking more masculine. And the more masculine you start looking, you're gonna start looking more like, you know, a man. And I saw people like, well, girl, some women out there building stuff that look like get more testosterone, and trust me, they're being called the man. And I understand you know, and it's just my opinion. Listen, you like it, I love it. But my thing is this: if you decide you want to transition, whatever the case may be, and you want to still build up testosterone, you want to start building up things that's going to make you masculine, don't get upset when people be like, oh, that's a dude. Because you're doing everything as if, and this is just my opinion, and you do not have to listen to me. But my thing is this: is that you decide to stand in your truth. You have to, and just my opinion, you have to take all of it. You have to take all of it that comes with it, and everything is not going to be good. Everything is not going to be positive. So you have to take everything that comes with it because you have to stand in your truth. Now you transition, you medically transition, or you don't. And if you decide you don't want to medically transition, you could try to find ways to make you look more feminine. Just my opinion. Now, if you say I'm going to transition, but I'm going to look more masculine, that's fine too. That's fine too. But when you pull that type of energy is going to come. There are a lot of girls out here that are very passable, very beautiful, and they're going through traumatic experiences because they can't deal with the outcome of their transition. And I always say self love is important and stuff like that, but I always say to myself, you have to monitor what you're pulling to you. Because you could be the most baddest, the most finest, and you still could be called out your name. But you also have to realize this is that the energy you take with you is going to start living in your head. And then you be like, oh hell, what the hell, why bother? I'm just going to do it because they're going to call me out my name anyway. But you don't have to keep pulling that energy to you. Hey, Van, just be mindful. And like I said before, you don't have to listen to Raven because it's not a rule book to it, but it's just my opinion. Well, you're not going to get what you receive, what you're shooting for. Didn't get it before. Exactly. It becomes difficult. It's hard to stand in your truth first. It's hard to go from one gender to another gender. True. It's hard when you say, I'm just going to put a wig on and that's it. These things are very difficult. And then you're pulling this energy to you. That's not going to be really received positive if you're not careful. Raven, have you been drinking? No, I'm not drinking anything because I got my cup, but I got a cup of tea mixed with coffee. That's probably why I look tired because I probably need to. But this is another thing about me drinking, and I don't want to get religious because I know y'all freak out. Oh my, because y'all been Bible whooped and a whole bunch of things. But the thing about it, it's like the men above them want me drinking, so be knocking the ice out my hand, and so it's a whole nother story. But I won't go into all that because I know religion bothers people and stuff, and um, you've been Bible whooped, and we talked about that. But I'm not gonna go into all that today. And of course, we know a lot of people are not strong and dealing with people's opinion of you. You have to realize is that before you take someone's opinion in, ask them where are things at in your house. If people don't know everything inside of your house, don't listen to their opinion. Ask them where all the weapons are hidden. Ask them what you did this morning. Ask them how you got out the bed. If they can't answer these things, they shouldn't be in your head because they don't know nothing about you. Excuse me. And for the ones who detransition, that's fine. For the men who say they're not gay no more, they're going to find a woman. You can always put a band-aid over what you don't want to do. You can also pull in another sex. And you also can use this person to try to help you get through whatever you want to get through. And I'm not saying you can't stop it. You could just try to control it. But regardlessly of what you try to suppress, you can hide from everybody, but you cannot hide from you. You can get a woman, but I guarantee you, you're going to see a man that you're attracted to. You're going to find men. And low key, quiet as a cat, a lot of y'all still going to sneak around and be with a man. You're just not going to take it serious, or you're going to close your eyes to what you're doing. You're going to do it. And some of you are not. Like I said, it's not set in stone. But this is my thing. If you find peace within yourself, you're not gay no more, or you detransition, that's fine. But don't push your beliefs on somebody else because you feel as though they shouldn't be doing it. Maybe you were never a two-spirit woman. Maybe you were never gay. Maybe you were gay because you got more guys, or maybe you were gay because of molestation. Maybe you were gay because men hit on you and it was like a thing, or maybe it's just like sex, whatever. It's so many different reasons why people become gay. Some people were born gay. Some people just want to be gay. Some people just like mess with men. Some people like dressing up like a woman just to be with a man. It's so many different ways. It is not set in stone how people become who they are. But the real ones, they don't really go the pattern of being with a woman or being with a man. They go straight to what they are. They're like the true warriors because they fight back and refuse to be removed. Now, me, myself, a lot of times the ones like me, we want a mother's love or we want parents' love. So we try to fight to be what other people say be. So we'll try to be with a woman because we want to do the right thing and we're being Bible belt whooped to be something that we were not in the beginning. But we're trying to go through things their way. We're trying to live our life through their eyesight. And reality is that we die inside. But no one cares as long as we're doing what they think we should do. But as soon as we start living out the truth, everybody gets mad. But as long as we're being a phony, everybody's happy. And even though we may be dying inside, no one cares. And it's sad because we're giving up ourselves. People will teach you how to hate yourself. And once you start learning how to love yourself, everybody begins to disappear. Because loving yourself is a powerful light that shines within you. And once that love inside of yourself starts shining, it's going to push away everybody that was in a dark place. Just because somebody don't understand you, don't make them bad. It just make you crazy for sitting there trying to explain to them something that's in you that they could never understand. But it's okay to leave people. It's okay to create a whole new family. Because a lot of times we're brought to people who were never our family. They're your earth family, but they're not your spiritual family. You have too many spirits that are just like you, wanting the earth. So you're like, I'm going to be alone. Oh, baby, you ain't going to be alone. You got a big family, a huge family, more bigger than you ever can imagine. So when you feel like, oh, I'm never going to find love, or I'm never going to have that, that's not true. It's not true. Whether you're a young person struggling or older person, it is a family. And that's well, I don't want to lose my family, so I'm a hide. But the thing about it is, hey, Loretta. Wait, let me put my glasses on. I think it's Loretta. Hey, Van. You like Dominique Morgan, the African? I never heard of her, Van. I never heard of her. Hey, Loretta. And the thing about it is, it's a difficult thing to love yourself. I'm gonna say this again. It is very difficult to love yourself when, as a child, you've been taught to hate yourself and don't even know that you've been taught to hate yourself. But once you finally learn to love yourself, you're gonna flee a lot of negative things, and then you will grow. Like Nova, like you had shared with me with some guy talking about well, God don't make mistakes. You trying to say God made a mistake. And like, I don't know, I don't want to overshare Nova. If you don't want me to share it, I won't share it. But I'm gonna tell you something. People will try to use God for everything. People will use it and it's not true. Just be mindful of the lies they spread. And the reason why I say that is because they still haven't stood up and say, you killed Jesus. I don't want to make this Bible. They still haven't said you killed him. They still keep saying he died for me. He didn't die for you. You murdered him. When y'all start telling the truth, then y'all talk about the Bible. But other than that, shut up. I don't want to hear it. And you need to hit them with that because they're not going to like it, but it's going to hit them with the truth. Hit them with that part. So when somebody hit with you saying, well, God made this, and said, well, let me ask you something. You talk about God, and you ask them this question, say, did Jesus die for me? And they say, yes, Jesus died for my sin. Say, so you mean to tell me when he was carrying a cross and y'all was beating him on the street and whipping, crucifying him, y'all didn't see nothing like murder? I guarantee you they're going to stop in their tracks. Because what you're doing is you call them on a mess. And the one thing about a deer caught in the headlights, they get quiet because they have no answers. They be like, oh, you know what? They'll get mad. When you throw up in their face of what they did, they don't want, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Now they mad. So when they throw it up in your face, you throw it up in theirs. And I guarantee you, you're going to close it down because they don't have the answer. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. So we're all different. We're all different. We're all brought here to give gifts. And some of us are brought here to just tear down. You have good, you have bad. I was talking to somebody today earlier about my life, and it made me depressed. But when you're a person as a child being brought up, and you were brought up, and you know you were different, and I expressed that if you've been following me, you already know my childhood. I've been jumped a lot. I've been beat on. My face has been on fire, burnt up, like my forehead been burnt up. I got a slice of my face from my father. I've been robbed in elementary school. I was beat up by an adult. I've been brought into an abandoned building and been robbed as a child. And so many things we bring with us is actually building us, but it's destroying us. And unfortunately, if you was a child like me, a crybaby, and I was a crybaby, oh, you could say something to me and I bust out in tears and I'd be crying and I would cry and everybody would say, you got to stop crying. You cry too much. You act just like a girl. You cry just like a girl. I've heard it my whole life. So they beat me, they jumped me, they beat me, and I've been beaten. I even had pictures. I've been beaten, taking pictures in school, and we're talking about elementary. We're not even talking about high school. And I got bruises and stuff all over my face in pictures. But back in those times, they didn't. I guess it was different, but I wasn't abused by parents. I was abused by other children, and children are mean. That's why I don't like parents making TikTok videos or teaching their children with the video about fighting back. Because a lot of times when you're teaching children how to fight, you may be raising a bully. And they would go to a school and start beating on other children, compliments from mommy and daddy. You may be raising a bully. And then all of a sudden, when that bully sees somebody who's different, that may be gay, and beat them up for being gay, and that same child go back to school and kill your baby, the first thing you're saying is, you didn't have to kill my baby. You know, I want this child to go to jail. Be mindful of the poison you put in your child, because it may not go out exactly the way you want it. Raise your child with love and understanding, and teach your child to do the right thing. And of course, I'm not saying that we all going to sing Kumbaya, but don't be a product of hate, because a lot of times other children will suffer. And if you have a child that could be different, look different, stuff like that, then they go home and they get a gun and they go and kill other children that were innocent, that never said nothing to this person, don't even know this person, and now they've been killed because of something somebody else did. And unfortunately, children been killing children in school for years. Michael Jackson talked about it. Janet Jackson talked about it in a song. Living in the World. If you listen to Janet Jackson, Living in the World, and that was years ago. And she's talking about school shooting, and it's still going on. Here it is, 2022, and children are still going to school, killing children. So let's start at home where it starts. And if you see your child doing bad things, it's difficult. It's very difficult when you raise a child, because the thing about children that people don't understand is, right, the thing about people don't understand with children, you are creating a person. And understand, they may look like you, they may have some of your ways, but they may have a lot of not your ways. Because if I always find it funny, people be like, oh, you got this for me, you got that for me. So if your child got so much for you, then where did they get the gay part from? If they got so much, I'm gonna say this again. If parents like to say, "Oh, my baby do this like me, baby got like that like me," so where they get the gay part from? Where they get the gay part from? Is it from mommy or daddy? Now y'all don't want to say that, cause low key y'all don't want nobody to know that y'all dip and dabble. That mommy don't know she mess with women, and daddy don't want to know he mess with men. So when they get the gay part, nobody speaks out. Oh, he gay like me. Oh, he got. They don't say nothing. I never see a man or woman say, "Oh, my child got the gay part from me," or they'll say, "Oh, they got it from the other side of the family." They never say, "Oh, it's from me," because I'm low key on the down low. He don't say that. Well, she don't say that. But the thing about it is, you are creating a human being. And I believe in reincarnation. So when people say, when you die, you ain't coming back, I do not believe that. I do believe you're coming back in a different body, different form. That's why we have deja vu. Oh my God, I feel like I met you before. Even though it's a different body, the spirit doesn't lie. That's why a lot of times when we have parents that don't love us and don't like us, because they're not really our parents. They are the earth parent, but they're not your spiritual parent. Um, Give me a second. Let me see. Mrs. Keith. Keith says, one fine lady. This is Keith again. Thank you for being you and teaching people in general about the LGBT. Hey, Keith, how are you? Continue being. Thank you, Keith. And this is the thing about it. We are all different people. Please keep this in mind, everybody. And we say this. We are all different people. One man is not going to do what another man going to do. Another woman is not going to do what another woman going to do. Another gay person is not going to do what another gay person going to do. Another two-spirit woman is not going to do another. We are all different. We all do things according to how we were raised, brought up, seen. We all are different. So when people are like, well, you're not supposed to do that. No, what you're supposed to be saying is, let me mind my business because I don't know what you're doing, but it has nothing to do with me. Because you don't know what that person been through. You don't know that person's testimony. You don't know nothing about that person. It's easy to judge somebody, but was you there when they were little? Was you there when they were getting their diapers changed? Were you there when they were growing up? Were you there when they beat up? Were you there when they had to watch mommy get beat up? Were you there when you watched daddy get beat up? Were you there when you watched shooting? Were you there when a child watches someone get shot? You wasn't there. So you don't know what this person has been through that's sitting in front of you before you judge. You don't know. So you say, well, they ain't supposed to do nothing. They supposed to be a person who's living in their truth the best way they can. A lot of us are walking around with past trauma that we haven't deleted from our hearts and our mind. It is difficult. Just because you know what you've been through doesn't mean that you're going to move through life. Okay, I've been through that. I'm going to get over. No, we take trauma with us, but don't realize we are taking trauma with us, and it can stop a lot of things. It's called getting in your own way. A lot of times we get in our own way. We could be so close to a blessing that we don't believe, oh, I'm getting away. So close and walk away from it. We get in our own way. And it's not like we intentionally do it. We just been hurt so bad. We've been let down so bad. We've been tricked so bad. We like, you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go back to bed. I'm just gonna, and we could be so close. We could be so close, and then we just give up. So you have to be mindful of things, and sometimes a lot of things you may do that's gonna get you to the next level is gonna be uncomfortable. Sometimes we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Facts, I wanted to ask a personal, but yet a respectable question. I was told this when I was studying criminal justice course. Go ahead, Keith. What's up? Let's talk. I'm here so we could talk. Hey, CB. Hey, Michelle Blair. Kate Course video. I'm here to talk. If y'all want to talk, that's why I'm live. Because I notice y'all rather I sit up here and talk to you all for some reason than me post the video. Um, I try to, and first of all, Rave is not perfect. Rave is not 100% on everything. Um, I talk to you, and I'm always willing to learn. A 2-year-old, a 4-year-old can teach you. I'm never going to say I know everything because I don't. A 2-year-old child could teach you stuff, and you've been here for years, and they could teach you something. You'd be like, whoa. And this is the reason why I believe in reincarnation. Don't get too big within yourself that you know everything because you don't. You don't. It's just like when I was raising my son, he used to tell me things. I said, my friends are not my friends. And I knew my friends weren't my friends. And he told me, he was like, well, if they're not your friends, why are you around them? He told me this like around 4 years old. He was like, why are you around people that's not your friend? Now, you may not like it, but it's the truth. Well, you just shut up because it's called checkmate. And you can't say nothing. And then they'll get even more. They'll be like, well, they start this head shaking. Well, that's what you need to do. And in reality, you need to listen. Because what they're trying to do is save you. God delivers messages through all things. Sometimes you may not like delivery, but sometimes it gets to the point where you need to listen. I wanted to know if all transgender females or males get along like they are straight men or women. I don't believe. Just be. No, I just said that, Keith. Everybody is different. We're not. Our testimony is different. Just like your testimony, Keith, is different from another person's testimony. Just like your parents are not their parents. When you woke up this morning, whether you took a shower or bath or decide you don't, that's not the other person's storyline. They may be the kind of person that like to take showers. Every person is different. And it's the one thing I always keep expressing is that we are all different people with different testimony, different documentary. We're all different. We're not robots. We're not a computer. You just can't punch us in and get information. And even though we may feel a certain way one day, don't mean we're going to feel the same way a few years from now. We're not robots. We're not just like a chip that we go through things the same way. People could change. People see things different. Life could change you. Life lessons could change you. And we're real people. We're not perfect. We just try to do the best we can, the best we, some of us. Some of us just like to destroy lives and move through life that way. It's sad, but it's real. But the one thing about it, it don't work if you listen to them and then you hear them and you get that gut feeling. You just gotta go. You may not want to on some, but the truth has been revealed. I apologize, I didn't hear that part. Oh, what you had brought out is, I think. No, it's okay, Keith. No, but the thing about it, I mean, I express it. It's not a big deal. Listen, I always want people to understand everybody's different. We're not computers. We are real people. We fall down, we get back up. We fall down, we never get back up. We fall down, we don't want to be here. We fall down, we go all the way to the top. We fall down, and then we stay down. We go all the way to the top and never come back down. We get all the way to the top and start putting people down into the bottom. You just never really know. Everybody is different, just different. You got people out here who will get their last and ain't don't. There's people out there like me who will get their last, only got $5, but give other people $4 and stick with 4 quarters, even though they need the whole $5 to make it. You got people with billions who will look at somebody who just asking for $1 and be like, I'm not giving you nothing. I work hard for my money. All they ask for is $1. You sit up in the bank with over $1,000,000. You sit in the bank with $10,000. You sit in the bank with $20,000 and about $100 in your wallet. And they ask you for $1. I'm not giving you no dollar. That $4 could do a lot for that one person that you never would have done. And I'm not saying people like, well, they on drugs. You don't know what they're going through. Just because a person asks you for money don't mean they on drugs. Just because you ever ask somebody for some money to help you out, are you on drugs? When you ask somebody to help you with your rent, are you on drugs? When you ask somebody to help you buy some shoes because your shoes got a hole in it, are you on drugs? Don't judge people for what you think. If a person asks you and you got it, if it's $1, now when they start saying $50 or $5, that's on you. I mean, you don't put a price on donations. Now, when you start getting to the point where you want to be specific, that's on you. And if you like, you know what, give it to my heart. I want to give you $500. It gave in my heart. I want to give you 100. That's on you. Because you could do that. Some people can't do that. Some people don't got it like that. Some people struggling like me. It's difficult to just sit back and just hand people a lot of money. But for the ones like me who don't have it, we are usually the ones who give. It's like the homeless thing. A homeless person could be homeless and they'll help another person out. And they both are stealing from Peter to pay Paul and Paul to pay Peter. And they both don't have it. But broken people will help broken people sometimes. Some broken people ain't going to help you at all. I know this, hey, Miss Ann, I know a guy who makes fun of homeless people. He said, I have no respect for them. And I said, why? He said, because how could you be homeless? There's so many ways out here to make money. Now let's give you the backstory on him. He been in jail. He's been locked up a lot. His family pays his rent, his light bill, his cell phone. You hear what I said? His family pays his rent, his light bill, his cell phone. But he says he has no respect for homeless people. Now, look at that glass picture. You have no respect, but you are really, without them, you have no grounds to stand on because you're not in the struggle. You're not out here on the street trying to make money the best way you can. But you're having handouts from your family. But if your family ever get into a situation when they can't help you and you become the homeless person, will you have that same energy when you walk up to somebody asking them to help you? Because everybody gets a turn. And just because you may be at the top right now of handouts, don't mean you always going to have handouts. So you have to be mindful of the energy you throw out there. What could I do to at least improve the relationship between LGBT communities and so-called straight communities? I've learned from some classmates who I've gotten along with. This is the thing about, and I know this is going to sound harsh and it's going to sound mean, but this is just my opinion. Let the LGBT community just be the LGBT community and you just keep your butt on getting your money. Keep doing what you got to do to prosperity you and help you get up. I hate to say it, but it's real. Because everybody in the LGBT community is not your family, your friend, and they don't have your back. They could care less about you, will stab you in your back. But that's just my opinion. And some of them will see you struggling and trying to make it, and they will try to block everything you're trying to do. Every family member is not your family. Every man, every brother is not your brother. Every sister is not your sister. But to keep yourself away from all that, just focus on you, focus on getting your money. It sounds selfish, but reality is if you find somebody who's really sincere, that really has a good heart, like, yo, listen, and you know they're sincere, help them. But it's a lot of them that are not. A lot of them are not. A lot of them will rob you. A lot of them will try to get you killed. I told you my story. I've had two transgender women try to get. I shouldn't even be here today. I should have been killed by two trans women. And I should be there right now. And y'all would have never heard my story. And the thing about it is we have fake allies. We have allies who say they're for the LGBT, and they're not. They only there to expose who's what and go back and share it with other people and say, see, I told you. They'll tell people to stand in their truth so this way they can out them, try to destroy them. So, and the thing about it is there's a lot of fake allies that doesn't have your back. They are just nothing but a wolf in disguise. So a lot of times when you're sharing information with people, you're like, oh my God, they're supportive. They're really not. They just want more information for you. And the more they say, you know, I love you. I really love you. They soaping you up for the big kill. And then when you walk in the door or walk in the office or walk in the meeting, you find the person that you love is sitting up there betraying you. And then you be like, girl, how could you? They be like, oh, girl, it's not that deep. That's because you're telling my story. You're betraying me. It's not that deep for you. But if I tell your story, you feel like you're offended. And trust me, Raven has a lot of stories from the allies. But I don't share it. But I watch allies reveal themselves to me. And I don't like what I see because I really believed in you. That's why I don't deal with allies. I cut them off. One girl did it and another girl did it. All I needed was two. And then I started looking at them differently. Same thing with two spirit women. All I need to do is watch. Once I saw two. Now I'm watching you funny. And I'm not saying all allies. I'm not saying all two. I'm not saying everybody. But I watch how you move. I hear what you say, but I watch how you move. You could tell me you love me, you love me, you love me. Oh my God. And you could say, Raven, you want something to drink? And go in the kitchen and crush some ice up that's really glass and have me drink it. So I'm thinking you made me a nice cold drink and the crystals in it, even though crystals go to the bottom, I'm thinking that is ice and it's glass. And I drink it and my throat is cut. Compliments from a person who said they love me. And please don't try that at home. Really, I thought that we were supposed to heart each other as people. Wait, and I seriously sorry to hear that. Well, to keep doing it. No, that we listen. We supposed to love people, period. Not just the LGBTQ people, period. But we don't do that. We're all different people. We all don't do the right thing. Some people help people that look like them. Some people destroy people who look like them. Some girls will see another girl transitioning and say, girl, you want some hormones? She's like, I got some. And she would give the girl testosterone to make her look more masculine. So while the girl think her best friend is giving her hormones, estrogen, she actually gave her testosterone to make her look more masculine. And she'd be like, girl, you taking your hormones? She's like, yes, girl. In her mind, she's thinking she's getting feminized. In reality, she's like, girl, I'm taking hormones and stuff. I don't see it for me. Yeah, because your friend been giving you testosterone. She been giving you stuff to make you look more like a man than a woman. But she told you she loved you. She told you, girl, she got you. That's why you have to watch the ones you pull close. It's just so many different levels of people that are out here. And once again, I'm not saying every person, I'm not saying everybody, but you have to monitor what people do versus what they say. I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way. I had a girl I used to call my sister. She was a white girl. I've had a few white girls betray me. And the thing about it was, I didn't deal with race because I could care less about race. And I called them my sisters because I felt like that's what they was. And with me, I would go, girl, call me up. I told you this story before, I'll tell you again. I used to dance. And she called me up and asked me to come dance at this club. And this happened twice. These were both my vanilla sisters. She brought me to the club. I guess we'll do a quick story time. I would dance. You know, like the stripper, like the Jocelyn thing, but not the Jocelyn thing, because I ain't doing all that. So I went down into the club and stuff. We would dance and stuff. And you could make good money. It was very lucrative. You could go down there and make money and stuff like that. And the thing about it is, it was a guy who came into the club. Real talk, I looked like a basketball player. There were a lot of men who loves the girls, and they would try to find where they're at and sneak in the door. Very lucrative business, and it happens. It still goes on in some places. Okay, so the girl who was running it, she says to the guy, "Take Raven into the private room." He said, "I don't want to." He said, "I want to get the money." He came in with a stack of money like this. So she got upset with him. She loves black men. She's kind of like a black girl that loves, a white girl that loves, the mandingo of a. But then again, she was a prostitute. So, if you got money, she's Miss Paper Ride. But anyway, I didn't judge her off of that because I could care less. They always say you're gonna be a hoe either way. You're gonna be a paid hoe or a free hoe, but we ain't gonna go that. So the thing is that she got upset with him for not taking me into a private room. So she shut everything down. So she closed everything down. She told everybody get out. She kicked us all out. And we was like, now we come down here to make money. We come to dance. We got rent. We got bills. We need to make money, you know. But she closed it down. She kicked it down. She cut the lights off. And the guy was like, what is her problem? And I was like, I don't know. She's having one of her moments. And as a sister, I still defended her. I was like, maybe she's going through something. The other girl was like, girl, we need to make money. Okay. And she's like, girl, I don't understand what's the problem. Never derogatory, never nothing, never cursed her out. Like, girl, what is you doing? We just said, got our things together, went in the bag, took off our clothes, put back on our regular clothes, and we started proceeding to our cars. At that time, I had a car. I need a car. Maybe somebody will. Anyway, so the thing is, we go out. I saw the guy walking to my car. He was out there by my car. And I saw he happened to be parked by my car. And he says, and I told him, I said, listen, she's going through something. I'm still apologizing for something she's doing, hurting me. I said, listen, she's going through something. Then my other girl that was there, she ran over to him. She's like, hey, before you leave, let me give you my number. You can come to my house. So she gave him her number. And he was like, oh, okay. Because you know how girls do. Girls know you could be talking to a guy, another girl will come up and give the number. Listen, he ain't my man. Do what you want. He had money. That other girl wanted it. I'm mad. I'm going home. Which I didn't go home. That's a whole nother level. So the girl who was running it, she comes outside. Now remind you, she done closed the place down. She comes outside by us in the parking lot. She comes all the way down and she's screaming. She says, get out of here. I want y'all all out of here. Now, you called us all up to come dance. We come all the way down here to dance, to make money. Now you're kicking everybody out because you feel as though a customer does not want to do what you want to do. So you close everything down. Then you come outside to proceed to attack us even more. So I was like, the guy was like, what is her problem? And she was like, Raven, get out of here. Get out of here. I said, what is wrong with you? She said, you heard me, you fucking nigger. I was like, what? She said, you heard me, you fucking. So I'm like, he was like, I thought that was your sister. I'm was still in shock because I was like, that's what I am to you? All them talks, all them trying to hold your hand, all so that's what I am to you? Okay. So I put my car, in reverse and I had a few thoughts. Those with anger issues already know if y'all can go in my head. And it said, Raven, go home. She was right behind my car. All I had to do was put in reverse, and she would have been talking to Jesus. But I said, you know what? We take those deep breaths. We go, if you run over Raven, you're going to jail. So I drove off. The guy, I guess, drove off. I guess. I guess he did. I don't know. I don't know whether the other girl not. I think the other girl said he went with her or called. I'm not even sure. It was a long time ago. So, and that was that at that moment. And like I said before, even though we call people our sisters, they're not our sisters. Now, when it comes to the black girl, I told y'all this story. I was working in New York as a bartender, and she kept coming in the bar. And I told her, I said, you have ID. See, the thing about it when you're a bartender, hi, hip hop, hey, Tanya. When you're a bartender, you are in charge of that bar. If a person, you give them too much to drink and something happens to them, you going to jail. As a bartender, anything happens to a customer, you are going to jail for that customer. You learn that in bartender school. So when a person comes in a bar, you have to ask them for their ID. Sometimes they have what's that, the guard at the door, but at the time I was there, they didn't have what is it called, security at the door. When I was working hours, they have security. Usually have security at nighttime because that's when the nut jobs come out. So I told her, I said, well, she came in the bar, I said, you have ID? She was like, no. And I said, well, she was a girl like me. So I was like, well, you can't be in a bar unless you got ID. So she got upset and she went outside. She left. So then I'm working at the bar. She came back in the bar. I said, you can't be in the bar without ID. I told her twice. When I tell you, I was disrespected by so many girls like me, y'all have no idea. They tried their best to get me fired. The girls like me, they tried their best. And when the owner hired me, he told me, he said, I'm going to hire you. He said, but you got to promise me one thing. You're not going to fight the customers. And I kept my promise. I did not fight the customers. Because most people fight like this. I fight like this. I'm not all that talking stuff and all that. Well, back then, I was very angry as I've gotten older. But then I can't even say it because I just had a fight anyway. Like I said, I just had a fight last Sunday on the street. And the thing about it is, I said this story before. So when I got off of work that night, she went and got two guys. I got off of work. It was around, the bar closes at 4. I started walking out. She had to clean up. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking to my car. And she calls me over. And I'm thinking she's calling me over to apologize. So I'm walking over to her. This is late night. And she said, Raven, Raven. So I walk over to her and she set me up. I'm not thinking of that because I'm thinking, So I walk over to her and she says, I want to introduce you to my boyfriend. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to put my hand out to shake his hand. And then another guy jumped out from behind and said, so you trying to talk to my man, bitch? And he comes out to fight me. Now I got two men trying to fight me. I'm looking at her and she's smiling and she's walking away. She's walking away. Now ask yourself, why? I got two gay men trying to fight me on the street because I told her she need to have ID. This is what I'm talking about, Keith, about the community. Now, I could have been murdered. I could have been killed. I could have been compliments from a girl like me. But she would have walked away. And she wouldn't have walked away. She did walk away. So I'm in a situation with two men. And the thing about it is, that man above had my back because my customers came out and they was not having it. They was like, oh, hell no, you're not messing with Raven. And they had my back. The next thing I know, the cops came. The cops came, and guess who they grabbed? Me. The two guys left. They grabbed me. They wanted my ID. I was like, telling them the situation. They didn't care. I, being who I was, being out there at night, they labeled me a prostitute. They said I was prostituting, which was not accurate. But they figured guilty by association. And this is the funny thing about it. The cops from the precinct are the same cops that used to come in the bar with me and have drinks while they was on duty. Used to be the same cops that hung out with me. The same cops used to call me Beyonce on the street. Hey, Beyonce. Now, it wasn't those cops, but it was the same precinct, which was so weird, but not weird. This is the point when they was trying to close down the bar, so anything. And if you go on page 6, they had me in the whole page 6. Anyway, so the thing is, that's when I went out on Gay Pride Day. I think it was Gay Pride Day the next day. And I went out the day before Gay Pride. And I put on a corset, some spandex pants, and some boots. Because I needed some air, stressing. I'm skipping through the story because it's too long and I ain't going to. So anyway, I just want to finish it with this girl. So I ran into the girl on the street. And I ran into the girl on the street. And I asked her why she did what she did. So randomly, when I got the train station, she was right there. And I asked her why. And she said, look at me and look at you. Now, I'm not no beauty. But she weighed about 400 pounds. That's when I learned about colorism. She was dark skinned, big girl. And we started fighting. And then she scratched my face up. I asked, so then this other girl, I was walking. I didn't even know she scratched my face up. So I couldn't really fight her the right way. So this other girl, which is on TV now, God bless her, she deserves it. She asked me, she said, Raven, who scratched your face? I didn't know my face was scratched up. So I said, I had a fight. She said, Raven, you fighting who? Who fighting Raven? These are girls like me. So she asked the girl, she said, why you fight Raven? She said, come here. So the girl came back. She was like, what? She said, why did you fight Raven? She said, Raven, she scratched your face up. So I asked another girl, I said, could you hold my pocketbook? So the girl held my pocketbook. And then I went to work. See, I didn't know. So here it is. I'm on the street with a corset on, spandex and boots, and I went to work. But I was grateful for the girls that were there because if it wasn't for them, I would be in prison right now. Then the girl who did what she did, after I did what I did, she went and got the cops on me. The cops came to me and they told me, they said, her scars are visual and we want to know what happened. It was a woman cop. I said, what she did, I said she got two guys to try to kill me, and that was her result. And they said, well, she was spitting up so much blood, anyway. So my thing is this, goes back to my thing, Keith, the LGBT, watch it. Because like I said before, every sister is not your sister. I shouldn't be sitting right here, compliments from two gay men and two spirit women. And two spirit women have backstabbed me, have betrayed me, and it's just ongoing. Protect your spirit, stay the hell away from them. Those that are good can come with you. Those are not, leave them out there in the garbage. Because everybody, it don't have your best interests at heart. That was my best that you ended up okay. Thank you for opening up. Oh yeah, it's the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and it's crazy, and it just gets worse and worse. But the thing about it is, and I'm not saying this is every girl's experience. Some girls don't go through what I went through. But see, for me, I was known as the conceited one. I think everybody should kiss my butt. I've heard a lot of stories about me. I've heard tons of stories about me, which was not true. But people start rumors about everybody. And that's just the way the world is. And then when a rumor person comes back and tell you, they never tell you who started the rumor. So if you can't, like says, Monique from the Parker, Mrs. Parker, and she said, say their names. If you can't say their names, leave it on the playground. Don't bother. Because my thing is this. If a person can tell you something about me, tell me the person's name. But you don't want to do that. And this is a big thing that we have with the rumor starters. They never want to tell who started the rumor. And I've been betrayed by men I've been in love with, girls like me. It's just all, and it reminds you, this is all from the LGBTQ jobs where people were running the organization, started their own company. I was cool with them. They started a company. They were looking for people that I could like do activism work for them and stuff, because clearly I've done it. They didn't want me. They didn't want me there. So they picked other people. They didn't want me there. And we were friends. We talked. I know all their personal information, but they never really liked me. And see, this is my thing. I'm from old school. If you don't like me, stand in that. Don't come around me pretending to be something that you're not. I mean, if you hate me, just hate me and stay away from me. But see, these dangerous people, they don't hate you from afar. They hate you signed by, I'm a friend. They hate you saying they love you. They hate you and stay close to you. They're not around you for the big win. They're around you for the big fall. So, and it's sad, but it's real. Even though they know you may be going through hell, they love that part. But the blessings you receive, you better believe they want to get the information from the person who's blessing you to try to go after them. That's why with me, if you ever notice, I tell y'all, I have people behind the scenes, but you ever notice, I don't give out names because I know a lot of people watching these videos don't have my best interests at heart. And a lot of people watching my videos are not even in this chat room. They low key watching outside the chat room because they don't want me to know they be watching. And see, that's nothing but the work of the beast. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be very careful, people that use that word, I love you, to destroy you. There's so many people have died from that word, I love you. And it was all a trick. But I guarantee you one thing, they can't hurt you if you don't make yourself available. And once you know, you know. It's difficult trying to leave people you really love because you really love them and you know they don't love you. It's hard. It's hard. People are like, why don't you just leave? Leaving, if you could just leave people, you'd have been left. It's difficult. I mean, once you could finally leave, you good and gone. But sometimes people have to literally pack their stuff up and leave the whole state because the love in their heart don't allow them to just leave like other people. Goes back to what I said before. Everybody is different. Some people just leave and they go on. They could care less. Some people can get in a relationship and be faithful. Some people can get in a relationship, have sex with everybody else, and their relationship. The only reason why they're with you is in case they don't find nobody. They got old trustworthy. In so many ways, people move. Everybody moves differently, and it's real, and that's the real. I don't know what. That's the reason why I say with the LGBTQ. I watched a lot. I watched a lot. I watched a whole lot. I seen too much. And one thing I learned is I had to stop making myself available for people I thought had my back, and they didn't. There were a lot of gay men who could have helped me. There were a lot of gay men who could help me out. They didn't want to because they were so worried about other people talking about. I've had guys that were flaming gay, didn't want to be friends with me because they didn't want nobody to know they was gay. I'm like, what mirror are you looking? Because when they say gay, honey, you all in it. You in the front, you in the middle, you the index, you the numbers, you the past, you the beginning. And it's like, well, I don't want nobody to know I'm around you. I've had flamboyant gay guys. Don't want to be around me because they don't want nobody to know they know me. And guess what I do? Okay, okay. Now I've had one to jump up in my face, you know, and he told me, of course it's a long time ago, he was disrespecting me. And he said to me when he's talking to shut the up. And of course this was years ago. And I had a boyfriend and but that was before Raven came. And he had his hand in my face and he was like, shut the. And he told me when I finished talking, he to touch my face. He said, when I finish talking, you could talk. So I shut up and let him finish talking. And he was up in my face. If anybody knows a flamey guy, they do the most. So he's screaming, he's up in my face, he's hollering, telling me off, stuff like that. And I'm in the back, rehearsal in the back. Because we had a show. It was a drag show back in those days. So he waited, cussed me out. And I asked him, he stopped talking. I asked him, was he finished? He said, yeah. I took him, lifted him up, and slammed him straight into the sink. I threw him straight inside the sink. You know those things that got the washer on one side, so I threw him right in there. Now, he thought I was going to say something back. I said something physical back. I was like, I'm not the one you want. But at those times, I used to work out hard because I was always fighting. And he didn't know I fought. Not saying I can't get my butt kicked, but at the end of the day, he wasn't ready for that. But he thought twice when he saw me again. And he was gay. It was another gay guy. Didn't want to be friends with me. And so this is the thing with me. If you don't like me, stay away from me. It's pretty simple. It's these fake gay men. It's these fake allies. But a gay man ain't an ally. A gay man is a man that I'm not saying all gay men, and I'm saying all allies. But a lot of these gay men like to out the girls. Love it. Love it. A lot of down low men like to out the girls. Love it. Love it. A lot of men who have went ghosts on the girls. Love it. The girls get The girls get mentally abused so much that they don't even feel safe around the ones that's supposed to have their back. They don't even feel safe. And then she'll finally find a man, she'll fall in love with him, and then he'll try to find a way to either be with her, a good thing, start a life with her, a good thing, or kill her because he don't want nobody to know, or mentally abuse her. These are the men that's supposed to have our back. Or blame her for being the way he is after he asked her to give him a chance because he loves the girls like you. So you like give him a chance because he's like, yo, I'm different. I'm a real man. I'll knock somebody out. And then when you give him a chance, he blame you for giving him a chance. He says it's your fault. He uses a mind game on you. So now here it is, you thinking you about to have a husband, you about to be in a relationship, and it was a trick. So many beautiful women, and it's not just a two-spirit thing. There are so many beautiful women out here who've been ghost tricked by men. There's so many women out there. Then when women do it to men, they always seem to do it to the wrong man. But when a woman is scorned or a man, a lot of times they hurt the wrong one. They never hurt the one who really hurt them. They just go after. And let's talk about the man who cheats but says they're innocent. There's some men out here who will cheat and say, you know what? That's why I'm never going to a relationship again. These girls are whacked out. Now, he won't say he cheated. He won't say he played her out. He won't say he gave her something. What he will say is they whacked out. But he won't say what he did to make her whacked out. And then he'll get other men that would sign on with him, be like, yeah, they whacked, I can't stand them. And some of the men signing on with him are gay. They want to be with him. But he don't know that because they look straight. They play the role of a straight man. But reality is the only reason why they with him because they want him. It kind of goes back to the video I made today about emotional homosexuality, which I think is a made-up word, but I'm going with it. Homosexuality is, when I did the video today, it's about emotional homosexuality. In someone's opinion, I co-sign because I agree. Is when a straight man says that you are a simp. A simp is a man that loves his woman and wants to build and grow on and stuff like that. And they call him a simp because he's supposed to be destroying women in this man's mind. Now, if a man sees a man that's found a woman, he goes after him. Now, remind you, he's straight. And he shoots the woman down. He puts the woman down. He tries to convince the man to come back on their side. Now, he calls a real man a man who can have a bunch of children, different women, and just dog women and tear their spirit up and break them down and tell them to move forward with a broken heart, but gets a chance to see his face every day because she has his seed. But he sometimes never see the baby again, never do anything. So he celebrates men being with men, but it doesn't celebrate a man being with a woman. But remind you, he has homosexual tendencies without the sex. But who knows? Maybe low key, he may have a picture of that man and some lotion in a bed and nothing but time. If even in the bed, he may be low key talking to him on live, playing with us. You just never really know. But reality is that people have a way of dealing with sexuality. Their sexual preference is different. And as a straight man, a lot of times, he feels as though he can't be gay because it's going to mess with his mommy. It's going to mess with his baby mamas. So he's going to sneak. Just like a woman sneaks. They both sneak. That's when Maury blew up the thing. How many times we watch Maury's show and you are not the father? It is what it is. But it's real because people are different. Everybody's different. We all do things differently. Have a blessed and safe night. Yeah, have a good night, Keith. And that's how we are. We're different people. But like I said before, this is my way. You could go around the LGBTQ. You could do it. But that's just my experience. That don't mean it's gonna be your experience. It doesn't mean it. But like I said before, when I talked to a lot of street men, they was like, I thought your community helped y'all out. No. We help ourselves out. And there it is. It's not no requirement that anybody's supposed to help you anyway. You got to do what you got to do. And that's not an LGBT thing. It's just a people thing. And sometimes you do things you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, you have to be the first, the middle, and the last. And it is what it is. Oh, that was a long one. I'm getting sleepy. Y'all can see my eyes. But I just want to talk to y'all about the emotional homosexual. It's like being gay without the sex. And that's what it's supposed to be. Just like when men are lesbian. I did the whole video. Y'all could go to see that video in all. I put a lot on it. It's difficult. Enjoy it because we'll know when I'm going to do another one. I just don't have the energy for it. I figured I'd come on live. I got out the bed. Had my Vaseline on my face because I'm about to go back to sleep. Got my heater on. I'm tired. And God bless the girls who are suffering from cancer. You're in my prayers. Certain girls that are sick, you're in my prayers. If you're suffering from illnesses, you're in my prayers. But one thing I want to tell y'all, and I said this before, monitor your spirit. Watch who you allow in your heart. And like I said before, some people you're really going to love. You can't allow them in once they show you who they are. A lot of people are not looking for love. They're looking for sex. If a man tells you, send me a picture of your body, he just told you what he wants. If a man don't want to take you out, he already let you know what it's about. Deal with what the truth is. If you're a person that wants love, don't join a hookup app. That's not for you. Say this again. If you're a person looking for love, don't join a hookup app. A hookup app means that you're a person, you really don't have to share each other's picture. All you're going to do is share DNA. Sometimes you share pictures. Many times people don't want to. It's called discreet. They'll send pictures of their body parts. Then you show up with your body part. Y'all have sex. And then they leave. A lot of time, and it's not set in stone, but for me, if you're a person like me who loves hard, that type of act is going to break you mentally, because you're not built for that life. You're not about that life. You are about love. You want to be in love. You want to build. You want to grow. Can you find love on there? Absolutely. Nothing's set in stone. But you really are playing at the bottom of the barrel, because a lot of times you're dealing with people who having struggles with their sexuality. And the reason why they're on these apps, because they don't want nobody to know. And you're the kind of person that want everybody to know that you're in love, that you found somebody. And that is not what they want. They want to remain discreet, down low, nobody knows. And by you trying to start a relationship with them and make them stand in their truth, they'd rather get rid of you than to keep you. So be mindful when you're joining hookup apps. It's not for you. Because you love and you love hard. And if you love hard, it's gonna make you see life a lot more depressing. You're gonna become depressed because you're just taking a hammer, hitting yourself in the head, thinking that you're just gonna get a stars in the sky, and it's not gonna happen. Oh, you're just gonna get to bruise yourself. You're gonna sit in the house. You're gonna start crying. You're gonna start hurting. But you have to realize, where did you get him from? Yeah, he was cute. Yeah, he was fine. Yeah, but he doesn't want to come out. Yeah, he was a power bottom. Yes, he acted like a full blown in front of you, but that's not the person he is when he's around his boys and his mama. And that's not his real name. And that's not his real everything. But you digging in the belly of the beast and you want a reward. And that's not where you go. And I'm not saying you can't find love, because you can find love anywhere. You can find love in the supermarket, walking down the street, the movie theater, the laundromat, eh, and even on some apps. But when you're digging at the bottom of a hookup app, remember, you're digging at the bottom. And remember your heart. You want love. And that ain't it. That ain't it. And that's the thing. It's difficult and stuff. And like the devil is busy. The devil is busy a lot. And demons are everywhere. Demons show up all times. Remember, demons are distraction. Demons are real. And I want you to be able to recognize the demon. Demons are real. They are. They are distraction to try to destroy who you are. They're distraction. Demons. And remind you when they show up, you never let them win. Never give them your energy. Take back your power. Demons are a distraction for what you was trying to do. Demons are a distraction where you're trying to go. But demons don't realize that karma comes back. And them same demons be the same ones talking about some nobody this and nobody that. It's okay. Because you reap what you sow. You reaping what you sow, because when you throw out negative energy, remember, somebody's watching what you wrote and they're not in a human form. So when they sit back watching what you wrote, it's going to come back. It comes back in your family, it comes back in your friends, it comes back on your mother, and then people come and you confessing things to you that's bad happening that you really love. But remember, you threw it out there. Now it's coming back on your child and stuff that happened to you. You threw it out there. So when you have that same energy for someone else to destroy them or try to do things negative, remember when it comes back that you deserve it. Keep that same energy. Let me read. I can't read this. Okay. Have a blessed night. That ain't no lady. Got four arms like Popeye. I don't even know what that even means. You sound like you old. You talking about Popeye. I don't know if you're talking about me or not. But if you're talking about me, I'll take that. Because you know why? I always say like this. Demons are real. And like I said before, if you are positive or negative, if it's negative, I know what you are. You're a distraction. And distractions are demons. And the demons are real. And all that you need to do is go outside and see the homeless people, drug people. They let people get in their head. They try to find things to try to distract them or say things that are negative. But when you got somebody strong within themselves, it ain't going to work with me. Are those forearms or dirty mops? Oh, God. See what happens when abortion is not happening. You like my arms, Miss Leon? Miss Leon, here we go. Miss Leon, is it Miss? Could you type a little faster? Now, see, the thing about it is, it may be up on either Leon, but it may be a gay girl, or maybe a gay guy, or maybe a girl like me. Anyway, before I even bring that energy on my spirit, I'm not even gonna go there. And that's it. And that's how you handle demons, Nova. If you're still here, you just lock them away. Don't let them steal your spirit. And that's what I want y'all to do. When demons show up, just block them. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'm about to go to bed. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. And remember, you are in control of your life. Always find a way to protect your spirit. When demons show up, you get rid of them. You don't argue with them. You don't try to make a point. You just get your bags and your clothes and your meats and your juices and you say, all right, y'all have a blessed night and y'all be safe. Love you all who showed up. Keith, Tanya, Hip Hop, Anna, Gia, I think I said Gia, Avetta, Nova, Van, CB, Glover, Pretty, Crystal Clear, Purple, Icy Kitty. Thank you all for coming up. Hit the thumbs up, everyone. Have a blessed and safe night. To be continued. Protect your spirit.